siyabuya khona manje. For staying with us, this is Nedbank Business Watch. We now want to get into this conversation with Spalele Makakula Shabangu. Since we're still in November, November is International Fraud Awareness Month. We're still raising awareness on fraud. Spalele, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about another important topic, proof of payment scam, which seems to be common nowadays. What is the proof of payment scam?
Thank you so much. Proof of payment scam basically is when a record or a document of payment is altered or edited and then presented to a third party to deceive that third party, to say that payment has been made when in actual fact it hasn't been made. So this can be either, a receipt, fake receipt, a bank statement that has been altered, internet banking confirmation that has been edited or altered. So basically any document or record that purports to say payment has been made when it hasn't, that is a proof of payment scam.
So how common is it in Eswatini? Is it done by locals, or it's a collaboration between locals and people outside the country?
It's unfortunately it's a very common scam. So it's twofold. There's the scam part of it where you're not really a scammer, but people are just buying time. And they want to delay payment, so they'll send a fake proof of payment while they're still sorting out their financial issues. Then you'll have your scammers, where they'll basically send the proof of payment and take that item or take possession of that item, and then you've been scammed. So you'll have locals doing that. You'll have even foreigners doing that. If someone, I'm having my lobola, for instance, Esbali from South Africa wants to pay lobola, buying 12 head of cattle, submits a fake proof of payment, So things like that, we do have cases like that, and it's sad because it's not easy to prevent it, but it's an issue of detection.
Yeah. So what are some of the stories or instances that your clients have told you about? You've just mentioned that, people pay lobola and they expect proof of payment. Others sell livestock, others are in the business of selling clothes, even wigs, or, doing nails, and they expect a proof of payment. So what are some of these stories that your clients tell you?
All right. I will not delve much into it, but let me just say proof of payment is now an essential part of your supply chain cycle. So we cannot run away from it. It's just that now we're in a technological advanced era, so we cannot run away from this process of proof of payment, and there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is the scams. So we've had situations where a client has actually released goods to a third party who has presented a fake proof of payment. And I'm talking about a substantial amount, and we're requested to confirm whether this payment is valid because the third party still has not received the funds. They haven't reflected in their account. So the bank will then confirm whether that payment is valid or not.
Okay, so who is at risk? We have parents that are paying school fees to schools. We have parents that are paying tuition fee to universities and colleges. Who is exactly at risk?
Unfortunately, everyone is at risk. Everyone is at risk. Businesses are at risk because, like I say, this forms part of the supply chain cycle. You and I are at risk. We'll be selling a few items on Facebook, whatever you're selling. Schools in particular are at risk because usually their reconciliations are at a later stage, unlike most businesses where their reconciliations are quicker. So they are more at risk than others. So this requires vigilance. Your payment, you need to, one, confirm that this payment is indeed authentic. If you're in doubt, have your checks confirm that this payment is indeed legitimate. For your first time, should I say, engagements or suppliers or buyers, have those established protocols that you have to protect yourself.
Yeah. So what then if I suspect this is a fake proof of payment receipt? Do I contact my banker? Is it important to have a relationship with my banker?
It is very important to have a relationship with your banker. But for this, it doesn't even require a relationship. If you have a bank document in your possession, you can just notify the bank. You ask them to confirm, or validate, authenticate the document. The bank will do that. Some banks will not authenticate the document. They would rather confirm the payment, that the payment is valid. Other banks will authenticate the document to say, no, this is not a valid document. So it depends.
Okay, so it's at times it's issues of network. The culprits will say no, it'll come through. It's just network issues. So it's also important to double check on your app, because nowadays we have apps, cell phone banking. So that's quite important as well.
True, but first order of business, when you're in doubt, notify the person that has paid you. I still haven't received my funds. Please double check if indeed your account has been debited with the said funds. So most people are chancers. They'll give you a story. Oh no, actually, I think something was wrong with the network. They'll give you a story and you'll see payment. We've had cases where serious monies, a fake proof of payment has been presented to a client, and the client requests us to authenticate that, and we confirm, no, this is a fake proof of payment. And then we advise the client, report this to the police. Client comes back 2 days later, no, I just want to notify you, I will not be reporting this to the police. I've received my payment. So what they did, because they had information that this is fake, they reached out to the third party who was paying them. That third party just paid.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So speaking of the third party, I assume that you're working with police. The bank works with police, in these investigations. Do you apprehend, these culprits, these criminals in your investigations?
As banks, we do not apprehend, but we'll assist the police with whatever information that is required. But the police have arrested suspects in these scams. Yes, they have.
But they're still going on. So this is the latest trend, the proof of payment scam.
Yes. In fact, it's old trends with new heels, new lipstick and earrings. That's just how it is.
Yeah, so technology does come with risks.
It does come with risks, but we're always providing ways to protect ourselves. Yes.
So how do your clients protect themselves, from this kind of scam?
I'd say the cardinal rule is that if you're in business, do consider having stricter rules. In South Africa, there's some businesses, it's standard. If you're a first-time client or supplier, you will not you will not have your goods released without that payment reflecting in that account. You could have the same rules for first-time suppliers or first-time buyers. Have stricter rules, or you only release payment once once the funds reflect in your account. So for me, it's safer. Have stricter rules. They may seem unfriendly, but depending on the risk factors of the industry that you're in. So have stricter rules depending on the risk factors of the industry that you're in, and considering the client base, of course.
Yeah, and also just it's important to know your bank products.
Definitely, always. We've said this last week and over again. Know your bank products. You'll get to know. You'll see a fake proof of payment. You'll be able to spot it from afar.
Yeah, definitely. So if they want to ask more questions or to know more details, how do they contact your department?
At 3278 at Nedbank. That's our phone number. And then they can just reach out via email to helpdesk@nedbank.co.za.
All right, thank you so much, Palele. That was Palele Makakula Shabangu speaking to us on the latest trend of scam, which is the proof of payment scam. Everybody's at risk. She did say that schools, businesses, individuals as well are at risk on these scams. So do stay focused and report every transaction or report every suspicions that you suspect. Let's take a break. Sabiya Konamaj.